coming up on that time for many. School's out for the summer, and that means on come the tablets and devices for a lot of kids. So Jeff Reiland from Gunderson Health System is here with us this morning to talk about how to limit that screen time. Jeff, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing well. Talking about the summer months, of course, beautiful weather. You'd think that kids would want to get outside. That's not always the case, is it?
Oh, it isn't. In fact, one of the most frustrating things parents hear from children is, I'm bored. And that's oftentimes code for, can I turn on the TV? Can I play my video game? Can I get on my whatever device it is? And really, I think that devices they have a huge impact, and they're not unimportant. They're not bad, but too much of them can be a problem. And so some things that parents can do are find alternatives and make those obvious. Rather than saying go outside and play or find something to do, kids may need a little bit more structure, a little bit more definition. So one thing I encourage parents to do is just have a rule around what are some limits of devices. And so, the American Academy of Pediatrics has had guidelines. They've modified them a little bit. Less is better. And so while we're looking at young children, average amount of time is 4 to 5 hours a day of screen time, recreational screen time. We really want kids to have closer to 1 to 2 hours. And I would encourage parents to say, let's make screen time something you do later in the day, after you've earned it by doing what we call the work of the day, playing with other people, getting along, getting your chores done, just doing other stuff, but making that other stuff obvious, making lists of things that they can do so they can look at that visual and say, oh my gosh, I can go to the park, or I can play these board games, or I can do this coloring or craft project, or whatever else there is. It makes it easier for parents to have that script for kids to follow.
What are some of the negative outcomes of too much screen time?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I think we're still learning about that, and that's one of the challenges. Just this last year, the World Health Organization identified excessive video gaming as an addiction. And so we know that screens can have a negative impact. We know that for very young children, spending a lot of time with screens really changes their brain structure. It changes their brain development. And we know that screens are more and more being considered as having addictive potential, meaning they release the same neurochemicals in the brain as any drug, alcohol, example. Whenever we get that text message, when somebody sends you a message when you're online, you're getting those little hits of dopamine that make you feel good. Oh my gosh, somebody wants to get a hold of me. Well, imagine that happening to a young brain that's still developing. So sometimes when kids have had too much screen time, they really get riveted on it. They really get stuck and they can't think of life without it. We want kids to have that in balance. I get screens are great because it gives parents a chance to do something else. It gives them to clean the house, get dinner ready. Kids are quieter. But what they're not getting is that really important social interaction, using their brain creatively, turn-taking, problem-solving, all the good stuff that brains need to develop.
Yeah, Jeff, we are running out of time, unfortunately. We'd love to continue this conversation. Of course, this is something maybe parents can take the lead on as well, leading by example when it comes to screen time.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah, we thank you for sharing with us this morning.